My name is Rebecca Thompson. I am a current master's student at the University of Kansas. The focus of my master's is reading curriculum and implementation. I chose this field specifically because of my struggles as a reader in school. I am lucky enough to teach at the same school I student taught and interned at. Since 2013, I have been teaching at Koch Elementary in the Riverview Gardens School District in St. Louis, Missouri. During my total of 6 years at the school, I've had experience with kids in all age and grade levels of kindergarten through 5th. But I have taught kindergarten, 2nd, and 3rd grades. Koch Elementary is currently one of what I believe to be 3 fully accredited schools in our district. Our district has been fighting accreditation with the state since around 2010. In that time, Riverview Gardens has managed to gain back provisional accreditation in the last year, but our fight still continues to reach full accreditation as a whole district. Our district is a high-poverty district. Our schools provide breakfast and lunch free to all students. Many of our students are trauma-impacted students. With trauma comes spotty attendance, low outside assistance and participation, and high behavior problems. I love the challenges I get from a day of teaching at my school. The portfolio topic I am choosing to discuss is CAEP Standard 1.5. Standard 1.5 states the teacher can model and apply technology standards as a candidate to design and implement and assess learning experiences as well as environments to engage students and improve learning and enrich professional practice. I chose this standard specifically due to the lack of technology in our elementary school as opposed to other more affluent elementary schools. Our school has a computer lab with 23 desktop computers. Our lab is often out of order or not able to hold a full class at the same time. We have 2 laptop carts reserved specifically for the testing grades, not one that I teach. 2 Chromebook carts are for the entire school, the rest of the school to split. Each classroom comes equipped with some form of technology board. Teachers have 1 desktop that is hooked up to that technology board, and if they are lucky, an additional student desktop. Additionally, teachers are provided with 3 school laptops and 3 iPads. I have 4 iPads. It seems like we have more technology than we actually do. Our iPads are only allowed to download specific applications. Chromebook and laptop carts almost always go to the older grades because their pre- and post-unit testing methods are pre- and post-testing methods are on the computer, and that leaves kindergarten and 1st grade teachers with 3 laptops and 3 iPads. I am not complaining by any means, but this standard is the most important to me because to prove this standard, I must do more with the little I am given to prepare them for their future. In my classroom, I use technology in many ways. I use my Promethean board to keep them on schedule with timers, use YouTube videos to teach and review counting, alphabet, and sight word, and many other skills that can seem monotonous if taught and retaught by the teacher. Videos often help engage students and give them songs and tricks to help them remember and recall information. We also have a reading application that allows the students to progress through phonics and teachers to monitor their activity and progress. The first artifact I choose for this standard is the Gradual Release Assignment for C&T 741. The course title was Comprehension and Study Strategies for Use with Multiple Text. This course suggested and taught the gradual release method, a method of releasing total control of an activity through steps. The gradual release method can be used in many areas of student independent work. I chose to use the gradual release method with our school iPads and laptops, as well as the school provided Reading A to Z or Raz Kids website. I began by pulling the website up on the Promethean board to introduce to my students for the class. I modeled how to log in to our class and find their profile. I then had all the students come up one by one and find and locate their profile and then log out using the red button. After all students identified their name, I did a walkthrough of the program, identifying the different areas, the website, and the application. So some of the areas I specified in was the book room, which has a bunch of different books themed out. And another area that I focused on was the HeadSprout, which is a phonics and computer skills area. I then showed the students how to click on books, have the books read to them, and read the books independently, and take comprehension quizzes on each book. Finally, I walked students through the game's reward system and how it works. The game actually provides stars for each completed task. Those stars can then be used as currency to build their robot. Or they can also build a rocket ship. So it's actually an incentive for them to continue to work. While I was walking it through, I also allowed them to choose different books and show them the different aspects. They can have a book read to them. So if you click on the headphones, the book will read to you, and then you have the option to read after it. This works on fluency, and it works on comprehension, also word identification. And then they have another one where you can read the book just flat out. And then the higher levels have a comprehension portion where you can read it, you can have it read to you, you can read it, and then you have the comprehension portion where it'll give you a quiz afterwards. I allowed students to choose different books and methods of reading, then sent them back to their desk where each student had a laptop to use. At this point, we walked through it as a class. As a class, we walked through typing in,
"My name is Rebecca Thompson. I am a current..."
the Raz Kids website. Typing in the Raz Kids website. Logging into our classroom and then identifying our names. We then walked through together, clicking certain parts of our board or our icons, like the books and the HeadSprout leveled reading. And when we finished, I had the students log out instead of closing the computer or Xing out of it. I had them log out so they knew how to do it. They were then able to go back and try logging in, identifying Raz Kids, typing it in, and do it on their own. The more the students used the application, the more familiar it became to them, and the less help the students needed from me. As their teacher, I could and would monitor their progress online. I could track their use in school and at home. I could monitor their comprehension scores and conference with them. So there's a portion of this application where I can track and see when the last time the students logged in, how long they were in for. I can also check their comprehension quiz status. I can see how many times they've taken a quiz, how they've done or not done. And then what I can also do is take that information and pull them aside and help them out. Pull them aside and have a conversation. Hey, so-and-so, why aren't you passing this test? What's going on? Are you reading the books? Are we actually doing it? At that point, I would then try it with them one time and then move on. Occasionally I would have to tell students to get out of other people's profiles. Unfortunately, with this app or this thing, there's a habit of students stealing the coins of other students to go ahead and build their robots. Students were engaged because they wanted to earn stars that acted as currency. Again, that's back to the game's reward system. To build a robot or a rocket ship through the app. The second artifact I chose is my electronic book project for C&T 840. This class gave me the confidence to write a book, which is something I've always wanted to do. The course titled Emergent Literacy in the Beginning Reader. The focus of this class was the skills needed for readers in this stage. Skills like fluency, vocabulary development, comprehension skills, and many more. In the process of developing my electronic book, I took these strategies to heart. I aimed to write a book at a first grade level, but wanted a kindergarten who excels to be able to read it, and a lower second grader to enjoy as well. I wanted my book to have a similar syllable pattern and a repeat, but not every page. Mostly, I wanted them to have a chance to use a glossary. This book allows the reader the opportunity to expand their vocabulary by pronouncing words for them. So within the app, I have what's called a helper within the book. They have helpers. One's Monty and one is Dot or something like that. I named them. And Monty they will both go through and they'll pronounce words for you, like the tough ones. The book reads itself to you. But then Monty and Dot or whatever his name is, my little helpers down the corner. If you click on them, they'll give you the definitions to the words in the bold print, or they'll give you the pronunciation, and then you can go find the definitions if you still need them. Mostly I wanted to... Wait, hold on. Okay. Taking assessment into account, I used the helpers in the book to stop and ask questions about the book as they were reading. So not only when I began to write the book, I began with questions to get the students thinking and to get them automatically making connections when it comes to police officers. But I went ahead and put questions throughout the book with the little helpers that would keep their mind going and keep them making connections throughout the process. Closing out this assignment, I also attached the final paper on this book, where attached are the first grade standards to go along with what I used attached to skills used like vocabulary development, fluency, sight word identification, and reading level. So my book review, I actually found 5, or my book write-up, I actually found 5 standards that match this book specifically. Those 5 standards are listed into my ebook review in case they need it. The takeaways of both the artifacts are this. Students enjoy the ability to use technology in the classroom. Oftentimes, my students will work harder in other areas to earn tech time. Number 2, oftentimes applications and tech can be used to do the assessments for the teacher, for us teachers, allowing us more time to spend with our students or to spend with our people at home. So if a student I know is struggling, I could give them an assessment on the internet and then have them complete it if they didn't complete it in the classroom, or do it right. Electronic books are extremely useful and can be used to enhance many aspects of the literacy process. In the future, I plan to use what I have learned to first. In the future, I plan to use what I've learned to first increase and improve the reading instruction in my classroom provided to my students. Later, I aspire to be a reading specialist. I don't want kids to hate reading like I did. And finally, I want to be an author. I have so many ideas to write about and have not had a chance to do that yet. So that's my plan. That's my goal. Thank you.